All right, writers, we're back with our last strategy for proving whether numbers are prime or composite. We're still working with the number 24, and we're going to step it up just a little bit with this strategy. We're going to use guess and check multiplication or divisibility rules, depending on the direction that you're looking at it from, and we'll look at both sides of it. So essentially, when we're trying to figure out the factors for the number 24, we're trying to figure out which numbers we can multiply together to make 24. Okay, so I'm going to use my knowledge of numbers to help me here. So every single number has some factor pairs that we can know right off the bat, and that is 1 and the number itself. 1 times anything is just itself. So 1 times 24 is 24. Those are our first two factors. Our job is to figure out if there's any other factors hiding out there. So I'm going to use my knowledge of numbers to help me. The number 24, it ends in a 4, which means it is an even number. Even numbers are the numbers that when I skip count by 2, those are the ones I say. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and so on. Okay? So if the number is an even number, if I know my divisibility rules, I know that means that the number 2 can go into it. So 2, whoopsie daisies, 2 times something equals 24. Okay, and if I don't know that fact off the top of my head, I can always come off to the side of my paper and do some guess and check. For example, I know that 2 times 10 off the top of my head is 20, right? So I know it's going to be something bigger than 10, so I could try, let's try 2 times 12. And I get the answer 24. Look at that, okay? So 2 times 12 equals 24. Awesome. So I'm going to add 2 and 12 to our factor list here. Okay. All right, let's get rid of this work so we have a little more space. Here's another fun little divisibility rule. Okay. If the number is divisible, or if we can add these two digits up, so adding 2 and 4, and it's a number that's divisible by 3, then the whole number is divisible by 3. Okay, so 2 plus 4 is 6. I know that 3 goes into 6 2 times. So that means that 24 also must be divisible by 3. Okay, so we have 3 times something equals 24. Our job is to figure out what. And I'm a big fan of just skip counting in my head if the numbers are small enough. So I'm going to come over here and just go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. All right, let's see how many times I had to skip count by 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 times 8 is 24. Okay, that's another set of factors. So I'm going to add them over here to our list. 3 and 8. All right, now here's a great divisibility rule to have memorized. So if a number is divisible by 2 and 3, it's automatically divisible by the number 6. Okay, so 6 times something equals 24. Okay, I could use my skip counting strategy like I just showed you, or you could go back over here and just do some guess and check multiplication on the side. Okay, so let's see, is 6 times 2 enough? No, I know that 6 times 2 is just 12. That's not quite enough. Let's try 6 times 3. 6 times 3 is only 18, still not enough. 6 times 4, ding, 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 that is 24. Oh boy, my pen's getting away from me here, 24. So 6 times 4 equals 24. Let's add them to our factor list. Okay? So the important thing to remember if you're going to use this divisibility rule strategy is that multiplication and division are the opposites of one another. Okay, so if I wanted to for example, do 3 times 2. This is not related to the number 24, but just bear with me for a minute. If I wanted to do 3 times 2, what I'm really saying is 3 groups of 2. So here's group 1, here's group 2, here's group 3, and each one has 2 objects in it. Okay, and if I count up the total number of objects, that gives me the answer. 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I wanted to flip it around and say 6 divided by 3, what I'm saying here is 6 objects split up into 3 groups. Okay, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I got my 6 objects split up into 3 groups. You notice it's the same picture, right? Okay, how many objects are in each group here? Well, there's 2 in each group. Okay, so these 2 operations are just the opposites. This one is adding up groups, and this one is splitting up groups or subtracting groups. Alright, so that's important to remember if you're going to be using divisibility strategies, because if we take a look at the number 24, what we really did here was say, well, 24 is divisible by 2. Okay, if I do 24 divided by 2, what's the answer? If I do 24 divided by 3, what's the answer? If I do 24 divided by 6, what's the answer? Okay, and that's going to give me some multiplication statements that equal 24, thereby giving me the factors. Alright, so we have used this strategy to prove that 24 is a composite number because we have come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 factors. Okay, you need 3 or more factors to be composite, and we have 8. Alright, so this is the divisibility or guess and check multiplication, depending on the direction you're going, strategy for proving whether numbers are prime or composite. Thanks for watching.